What's up, Brave New World? It's Joshua again here with a brand new video in which we are going to talk about this particularly fascinating, delightful, majestic, and absolutely groundbreaking TV show featuring Nickelodeon called Avatar: The Last Airbender. Alright? I'm pretty sure that you, person who is watching this, has already heard of it and probably watched it. Hashtag we love Uncle Iroh. Anyway, the reason why I have decided to bring this video to you today is to analyze this particular writing device used during the show, which is euphemism, all right? Which is the word euphemism, all right? I pronounce it again, euphemism, which is right here. Let me take a look. Wait a second. Aha. Why have I decided to make this video about euphemisms in Avatar: The Last Airbender? Well, I was inspired by this particular video that I like a lot called When You Can't Say Kill Because It's a Kids Show. Kids Show! Ha ha ha! I am pretty sure that Avatar: The Last Airbender is as much of a kids show just as the Clone Wars by Dave Filoni is. Give me a second. Yes, before we start making this video, let us clarify a few things, alright? Let us be clear and let us clarify a few things. And in order to start, let us define the word. Let us define the word. Let us define the word euphemism. Euphemism, that's Euphemism. Euphemism. Let's have a look at how Google pronounces it. Yes, let's have a look at... My microphone is like 30... My microphone is approximately like 30 centimeters away from me, so... thankfully I don't have to get so close to it. Anyway, let us continue. According to this definition by Oxford Languages, it says a mild or indirect word or expression substituted for one considered to be too harsh or blunt when referring to something unpleasant or embarrassing. Like downsizing is a euphemism for cuts. And I'm pretty sure that they are talking about work, you know. Euphemisms. But first, let's listen to the pronunciation. Thank you. Finally, a voice that doesn't sound robotic. Thank you so much. Listen to this one and pronounce it after us. Repeat after me.
Euphemism.
Euphemism. You try.
Euphemism. Euphemism.
Thank you, Google. Is euphemism an insult? I don't think so. According to this one, too. I'll make sure I include this particular website that says how to creatively insult someone online. Is euphemism an insult? And it says, in fact, a euphemism is a figure of speech used instead of a more direct and possibly offensive word choice. Alright? How to creatively insult someone online. And it's by this website called Clare County Cleva. I have no idea what this stands for. But yeah, that's what it says right here. Give me a second. I'm going to continue playing some background music in my headphones. Now, back to this one, it says particularly here, if you want to call someone a moron online, which I don't suggest, perhaps consider dropping a few euphemisms. Don't say you're dumb. Instead say, it seems as though you've got a leak in your think tank. Instead of typing you're an idiot, say, you'd be out of your depth in a mud puddle, and you'll appear smart and kind of mean. It's like saying, it seems to me that the school in which they used to deliver brains was closed and you have to go to the cheap one in which they gave ordinary brains, right? That's horrible, I have to be honest. It seems to me that the battery that powers your brain is not functioning correctly. How about this one that says, really? That's a decision you're going to make. Unless you want chaos to wreak havoc in your life, that is an amazing decision. I think I am learning. So one more time, let's go back to the word. Let's go back to this particular topic of the use of euphemisms in Avatar: The Legend of Aang. In order to discuss a little bit more about that, I would like to discuss some direct lines, alright? I would like to discuss and share some direct lines as well as some comments that I found in this fascinating video. Katara directly says to Zuko, because I will make sure your destiny ends right then and there, permanently. In that case, you might as well use blood bending, regardless of your feelings towards Zuko initially. Did you, finish the job? Suki says to Aang after he has taken Ozai's bending away. And Azula says to Zuko after he asks, "What are you doing?" After he asks directly what she's doing there, and she's like, "I'm about to celebrate becoming an only child," meaning she's about to commit fratricide. Fratricide. Remember that word, guys. Fratricide. Oh, now Zuko is making an Azula impression, and he's like, "Or I can do something unspeakably horrible to you and your friends." Says Zuko. Oh, and the guy who is the responsible for killing Katara's mom. Katara, I hated you so much in that one. It's okay to be overwhelmingly rageful about your mother's death, but hey, diminishing your brother's feelings was too low. Good job, writers. You make us hate her for a sheer moment despite the fact that we love her so much already. And the guy says, "I'm afraid I'm not taking prisoners today." And that is actually an amazing line, you know? I went down. I didn't just get hurt, did I? Says Aang. It was worse than that. I was gone. You were submerged into a dream from which you were not going to get up. Let us be honest about it. You were not going to get up from that particular dream that you describe as being totally gone. Another word says, "Bam! He delivers the final blow," says Sokka to Aang while rehearsing and going over the plans on how to take Melon Lord, that means tough, during the rehearsal of the plan. Speedrun time. Bring you down, says Sula. Chin the Conqueror fell to his own doom. And him. When Zuko is talking to combustion, how do you pronounce that? Combustion. Let's have a look. Combustion. Not combustion bending, just combustion. Pronunciation in English. Pronunciation. I'm so happy I'm making this video. I'm a terrible procrastinator, and to be honest, this feels actually good. So yeah, let's continue. Pronunciation in British English and American English. Pronunciation in British and American English. Let us have a look. Combustion or combustion? I'm not sure. Let us have a look. I know what song I'm going to play, by the way. When this video is properly edited and uploaded, I think I know very well what I'm going to do. Let's have a look. Chin the Conqueror fell to his doom. I don't remember what I said, but I said it. Damn it. Yeah, let's have a look.
Combustion.
Combustion. I don't like that.
Combustion.
Combustion. That is American English. How about British?
Combustion.
Combustion. So that T has the ch sound, right? Combustion. As I said, I'm not a big fan of that pronunciation. Combustion. I'm gonna say combustion. Sorry. Forgive me, Dr. Bailey from the National Script Spelling Bee, but yeah. I'm afraid I'm going to go with whatever makes my life easier. And that pronunciation of the word combustion or combustion, pronouncing it combustion makes life easier for me. A Mexican Spanish speaker who happens to be fluent enough in English, right? Let's go back. Yes, the music continues to play while I continue to read this. So, take the Fire Lord's life. Yeah. Roku's in spirit form says that to Aang. Do it. And someone's life. that means kill. Wipe us out, that's said by Hama. Taking him down, take him out. Aang is it's kind of such a wuss for deciding not to do it, but at the same time, understandable. He's just a kid. Doing such an act, it's one of the most inhumane things that you can do, especially if you do it like a human, which is that you do it out of the pure pleasure that brings you such a horrible action. And probably, what was the word? Oh yeah, it's immoral. Would you love to be receiving such a horrible action? To be put to sleep permanently, sleep for all eternity and never waking up? I don't think you would love that. But unfortunately, we have seen all the horrible war crimes that the Fire Nation has been doing all over the 100 year war. So it's easy for us to be the judge when we are seeing a TV show, but in real life, it's a different story. So Aang's views about killing are understandable. The only reasonable and honorable way to kill another being, not human being, a being, an animal being, would be in order to eat that being. Like primitive humans and Neanderthals and pretty much all primitive humans, right? What did I used to do? They used to kill other animals for food, never for fun. The hunters and poachers who do that for fun deserve to die an unpleasant, deserve to have the most unpleasant way out of life. Speaking of euphemisms, we are using that a lot. What happened here? Oh, god damn it! Ugh. I hate when this happens. What is this doing here? But anyway, I'm so glad I found it. This is good. Let us continue. Take him out. Took my mother from me. I'm from Soka too, you unsympathetic fuck. Take the Fire Lord's life. That's true. Just do it now. Just do it now, says Osai to Zuko when he's powerless and defenseless, taking his life. Do the unthinkable. Wipe them all out. True. Take a life. Did vicious, treasonous things. Osai, when talking about how Ursa provided him with the odorless and undetectable poison to take Azulon's life. Oh, come on, you're the one who also did it, you crazy lying fuck. Eliminate me. Snuffed it out. Those are nice euphemisms. So, going back to the definition of euphemism, and this particular article, which is about how to creatively insult someone online. That's the word. But first, before we go into the comments of that particular video that I enjoyed a lot, let's have a look at some definitions. Definitions of the word euphemism. Definitions of the word euphemism. Let's have a look at some other pages, such as Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Let's have a look at what you have for us. Collins Dictionary, Wikipedia. I don't think so. I will see what sources Wikipedia provides. Literallydevices.net. That sounds good. Let's have a look at some of the definitions of the word euphemism, shall we? Say word euphemism. Euphemism. The substitution of an agreeable or inoffensive agreeable or inoffensive expression for one that may offend or suggest something unpleasant. Also, the expression so substituted. How and why we use euphemisms. Merriam-Webster, since 1828, says euphemisms can take different forms, but they all involve substituting a word or phrase considering to be less offensive than another. The substituted word might, for example, be viewed as a less coarse choice when dang or darn is used instead of the word damn, or it might replace a word. They are offering me the option to subscribe to the word of the day, and I have already had that for more than half a decade. I think I've had enough of the word of the day. Thank you. Or it might replace a word viewed as an insulting to a religious figure, such as the various euphemisms for God, God, Gadzooks, Gosh, or Jesus. Oh, G instead of Jesus. I didn't know that mean that. Jeepers or G's. A euphemism may also consist of an indirect, softening phrase that is substituted for the straightforward naming of something unpalatable. Unpalatable. I like that. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. Let us continue with the next euphemism, with the next definition of euphemism by a different website that provides definitions. I'm talking about that online dictionary, of course. Shucks. Euphemisms by Cobild, and it says a polite word or expression that is used to refer to things which people may find upsetting or embarrassing to talk about. For example, sex, the human body, or death. That might be that proves the reason as to why so many different words were used instead of the word kill. How many problems would have been solved if Aang had taken Osei's life? But on the other hand, yeah, it would have caused a power vacuum similar to the one that was brought by the Earth Queen's death, which was filled by Kuvira later in The Legend of Korra. It's kind of a lose-lose situation, and it's kind of a picking the lesser of two evils situation. And Kuvira at least did organize it, but she let power go into her head. Instead, she should have endorsed new education reforms, not re-education camps, alright? So, synonyms, polite term, substitute, understatement, alternative words. That was provided by Collins Dictionary, more specifically, Kubil, which one of my teachers at college suggested. Euphemism by dictionary.com. Really? How original. The substitution of a mild, indirect, or vague expression for one thought to be offensive, harsh, or blunt. The expression so substituted, to pass away, is an euphemism to die. That makes sense. That makes sense. Literary devices. Definition: it's a figure of speech commonly used to replace a word or phrase that is related to a concept which might make others feel uncomfortable. Figurative language designed to replace phrasing that would otherwise be considered harsh, impolite, or unpleasant. This literary device allows for someone to say what they mean indirectly without using literal language as a way of softening the impact of what is being said. The reason for this would be for the sake of politeness, discretion, or other means of mitigating communication. Euphemisms are often used for certain abstractions such as death, sex, aging, getting fired, bodily functions, and others. Now that's good. Hey, how about this one? Oh my god, I love this one. For example, in Disney, Disney, I know it's supposed to be pronounced Disney, however, I choose to pronounce Disney out of pure laziness. In Disney's The Emperor's New Groove, the character Cusco, the Emperor, has decided to fire his advisor Isma. Cusco begins by stating directly that she is fired, without using a euphemism. However, when Isma questions his statements, he replies with a string of euphemisms for someone losing their job. How else can I say it? You're being let go, your department's being downsized, you're part of an outplacement program, we are going in a different direction, we are not picking up your option, take your pick, I got more. No, that's nice. This is a humorous and ironic twist on the use of euphemism, in that the character uses so many to reinforce what he has already said indirectly. How fascinating is that? I love it when they use a quotable and memorable way. How about that? Oh my god, are you serious? Common examples of euphemisms are There are many common examples of euphemism used in everyday conversation and writing, such as porcelain throne. That's a toilet. Friends with benefits. Oh, I love that. And to be honest, I've had some of them in my life, and I couldn't be happier about it. And the last thing you will see me doing is saying foul things about them. I love those friends, to be honest. Friends with benefits. There are a couple of movies with that title. Born in the oven means pregnancy. Pre-owned. Pre-owned means something that is used. Number one, urination. Number two, oh my god, I don't like this word. Defecation. Oh god. Hey, in Spanish we do the same actually. Roll in the hay, have sex. See a man about a horse. Go to the bathroom. I never heard that. A senior, a person that is old. I have heard that actually. What else do we have here in my playlist of royalty free music? All this. Yes, I've heard that. Thank you, but not now. What's this? I like this. I'm gonna include it. Gaming free music. Now that sounds good. I'm including you. So back to the list of euphemisms before we go into the comments. I think I'm delaying that so much. I'm so sorry. Gentleman's club, strip clubs, economically challenged, poor, put to sleep, euthanize a dog, between jobs, unemployed, upchuck, vomit, big boned. Big bone doesn't exist. You have a lot of grease. Everyone has the same skeleton. And there is no such thing as big bones. But hey, this word exists, so this word exists in the English language, so I might as well use it. Big bone. Blowing smoke. Lying. Split. Divorce. Enhance interrogation. Oh, I don't like. That sounds harsh, but I love it. Torture. Well off. Rich. Belch. That means to burp, and I believe that William Shakespeare invented it. Adult entertainment. Pornography. Correctional facility. It's a prison. Go around the bend. To go insane. Thin on top. Bolt. Had one too many. Had one too many. That means he's drunk. Euphemisms for death. Oh, that sounds good. Pass away. Bought the fam. Kicked the bucket. Departed. Lost. Gone. Pushing up daisies. Recollecting flowers. Meet untimely demise. Meet the maker. Going to a better place. I hate that. And I know a lot of Christians say that meaning well, but unfortunately, what place could be better than with the family and the people you love? And by family, I mean a family that is functional and loving. Because sometimes, yes, indeed, dying is actually kind of a way out in a rather messed up way. 6 feet under, sleeping with the fishes, or with the fish, eternal slumber, over the rainbow bridge. Oh, for pets and animals. That's nice. I'm going to continue reading that later and more, alright? So, let's move on to the next one that says right here, yeah, when you can't say kill because it's a kids show. Just to make sure, I'll divide this. I have already quoted the characters in the show. So let's have a look at what people say over here. So, Evan Wetspal says, the thing about this is that they all feel natural and they don't feel forced at all. It works well with each character, and most of the lines are even better than if they just said killed in past. I have to agree with that on you. Wait, I wonder how long this video has been. I'll divide it here. Stay tuned for the second part. I wonder how old I look. And that's it. Thank you, Brave New World. Now, once that we have established the meaning of the word euphemism, let us have a look at what the people say about the uses of euphemism in the TV show, in the cartoon animated TV show, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Wetspal says, the thing is that these all feel natural and they don't feel forced at all. It works well with each character, and most of the lines are even better than if they just said killed. I have to agree with that, yeah. Overly Hydrated says, don't say kill, writers. Oh, then let's teach the kids 29 other ways to say it then. Micah Hemstra says, not gonna lie, every single one of these lines is much better than say, I'ma kill you. The writers really seem to flourish under language restrictions like these. And I have to admit it, yeah, again, when you are forced to use euphemism, you need to be creative, right? Instead of calling someone an idiot, instead of saying to someone, you're an idiot, or you're dumb, you could easily say that, I think asking you to cook a meal is too hard for you. Instead, I'm gonna ask you to just take out the trash. Or, I think asking you to learn a language is far too heavy for you. Maybe I should ask you just to repeat one word and that's it. How about that? Programmer says, honestly, the writing to avoid the word kill often makes the scenes more impactful. And I have to agree with that on you, to be honest. I have to agree with that. I have to agree with you on that, to be honest, Programmer. Let's continue with Onyx Magnum. Says, I remember Azula telling a crew member, maybe you should maybe you should worry less about the Tides who have already made up their mind about killing you, and worry more about me, who is still mulling it over. Probably her coldest line too. And her most ignorant also. And her most ignorant. I mean, trying to go against the forces of nature is the most ridiculous thing that you could try, regardless of what kind of bender you are. Firebender, waterbender, earthbender, or airbender. Going against the forces of nature does not end well, nor even for the Avatar. I'm pretty sure that any time an Avatar tried to go against the forces of nature, even in the Avatar state, took an eventual toll on them. And let's not forget that the only forces that we cannot fight absolutely are the forces of nature. So, additionally, this guy has been navigating ships longer than Azula, therefore he's an expert. He knows what he's doing, he knows his job, he knows his trade, and he knows how to park. Let's use the word park. He knows how to park ships. Therefore, as heartless, cold-blooded, and cool and badass as this line by Azula sounds, it's also extremely ignorant. So, yeah. That's it. Michael Phil says, I'm about to celebrate becoming an only child is much more on theme and powerful than I'm here to kill you. That's true. Dude Groovy says, a lot of these lines are A lot of these are lines where you wouldn't say die or kill anyway. Fell to his own doom isn't all that euphemistic. It's euphemistic. I love that word. And Dude Groovy, I'm so glad you're making this comment. All these lines are just yeah. Let's continue. Yeah. A lot of these are lines where you wouldn't say die or kill anyway. Fell to his own doom isn't that euphemistic. It's not like anyone would say he accidentally killed himself via cliff. Sometimes it's good to stop being stubborn for a little while, even if that means saving your life. Chin the Conqueror should have known better, honestly. What does it mean to be a man? Hard decision, my friend, hard decision. Bram Flake says, no, that's the one I have already. No, I once heard that they are only allowed to say kill a certain number of times before the network deems it too mature. So the writers were probably saving the word kill for the right moments. I have to agree with that. Yes, we are going to unalive them, says Deadpool. Deadpool probably has killed more people than the villain, than the ones who are characterized as the antagonists. Feel free to debate me in the comments if you disagree. What the hell? Ah, Tango de Manzana. I love this song by Kevin MacLeod. So, Tyler Hoskins says, no, that's the one I just read. Rich17 says, meanwhile, Kiyoshi's first spoken line at Aang's trial was, I killed Ching the Conqueror. Could be worse though. The Fire Nation could be sending people to the Shadow Realm instead. I have to admit that's kind of true. This actually resulted in a lot of these lines being stronger and more impactful. Azula speaking around what she's actually going to do, for one, just makes her feel that bit more threatening. I like that word, threatening. And in general, in general, I love and I enjoy words that start with the word, with the consonant sound threatening, thistle, three, Thor, uh, I don't know, but you know the rest. Thrust, thrust. I like that. Sarah the Wise says, Metal. But by the way, the previous line was said by Metal Gear. That's literally the name of the person saying that. Sarah the Wise says, I'm about to celebrate becoming an only child. It's not only badass, it's hilarious, especially because it reminds me of a lonely child is what you'll be when I sell you from Arthur. So so like the brothers of Joseph in the Bible, he's going to sell his brother into slavery apparently. Cabbage God says, there are only a few instances where I really feel the kids show element came into play. Most of the lines are much more powerful this way. Like, I'm afraid I'm not taking prisoners today. Woohoo! He took the life. Just because nobody's seen an airbender. Just because nobody has seen an airbender, says Brian Sheehan says, that doesn't mean that the Fire Nation killed them all, says Aang. Ian Schlembach says, I'm about to celebrate becoming an only child and I got some children. I got to make into corpses have the same energy. My favorite euphemism for committing suicide would be turn myself into a corpse or make my heart stop beating. Take your pick. I love those ones. And I invented them. Probably someone said them before me, but I made them up myself. Alright? Kiyoshi never play around, says Rafael Minotillo. Kiyoshi's very clearly said, I killed Chen the Conqueror. Yeah, yes, she never killed him. Jorge Quiroz says, I really like how they use the take a life because it gives more emphasis on the fact that it was a big deal for Aang. Yeah, unfortunately, he's like a big deal for him because he's a monk, and monks are supposed to be peaceful ones. They do say kill sometimes, like when those old ladies, I don't remember their names, were telling the story of how Zuko killed the Avatar to the Fire Nation as he was returning. Oh yeah. Instead of worrying about the Tides who have already made up their mind about killing you, I worry more about me, who's still mulling it over. This is one line. This is one time that Azula explicitly says the word kill, says Joshua Medina. Again, and Azula is an idiot for believing that she can go against the Tides. That must be the infuriatingly annoying cat of my neighbor. That cat is more feral than domestic, to be honest, and I don't want him around my cat. Again, Nina. Pártale su madre! Meaning, kick his ass. Kick his ass. Yeah, let's continue. I love how everyone is talking about the only child scene and about the did Jet just die scene in the beginning, like Zuko wasn't there to see him die, unlike everyone else. So up until now, he just assumed the guy was out there vibing somewhere, kicking over a firebender's trash can or something. Says Fedra H. Everyone talking about the becoming an only child. And I'm like, that line hits hard, gives me the chills every time I hear it. That's true. And Great Lizzle, the voice actress who did it, did an outstanding work delivering that line. What else do we have here? My favorite line is when Roku tells Sosin, "It will be your permanent end." Which unfortunately he should have done, and Kyoshi probably is in the spirit world berating Roku for his decision. Yeah, whatever. Oh, I remember this song. I love it. Five Armies. So let's continue. Aang does say kill at one point, though even after he talks to his former incarnation and asks for advice, he says, well, I guess there is no other choice. I have to kill the Fire Lord. Dude, you have seen the amount and number of crimes that he has committed against all humanity. It's more feral than a person, so put him down. Euthanize him. Oh, I love this comment. Sears Gorgon says, by the way, the previous one was said by Gareth Solger. Sears Gorgon says, I don't think using the word kill would really fit any of the character's speech patterns. Even Azula, while she's ruthless, there is a certain grace to it, and I have to agree on that. Celebrating becoming another child, wow. Zuko literally screamed, I'll kill you, at everyone in the first half of the series. Huh, Trenton Spes. Vivian Golembievsky says, okay, when she says that, becoming another child, that's actually a pretty good line, not gonna lie, yeah. Denas Hakut says, after Aang is done speaking with the past avatars about dealing with Ozai, he says, I guess I don't have a choice, Mama. I have to kill the Fire Lord, which he should have, of course. You have seen the amount of pain he has caused. He, not his nation. He. I think a lot of these are style choices, and someone's life is pretty on the nose. And also the word kill is used in the show, and I remember you could say, you tried to Zhao. You tried to have me killed. I tried to catch my cat, but I couldn't. Damn it. I'm about to celebrate becoming an only child. I have already heard that. I think that's it. Those are the lines in the. Those are what that is what people say about the show. Thank you so much for staying here with us for a little talk about style and figures of speech. Thank you.